Hello everyone, welcome to a foreigner farm in the Philippines. Well, this all happened yesterday and I am just now getting around to coming down here and doing a video. Peppa has had her piglets and she had 13 and she still has 13. That little one right there next to the one that's crouching is looking pretty puny.
Yeah, but
He's nursing?
yeah.
Yeah. So, we got one runt in the bunch, but you finally getting some water in you, Peppa? Huh?
We have
How many? Oh, Peppa, now don't bark at me. How many male? How many female, Tate?
I cannot count.
You didn't count?
Maybe even.
Maybe even.
Yeah.
Tate's been up. Were you up all night last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes care to help a sow along. For those of you who aren't familiar, who might be rather new, those steel rods that you see poking out of the walls there, you can see the majority of the piglets are up underneath those. Those are farrowing rails. The biggest danger to a 1-pound piglet is their 300+ pound mother when she lays down so that they can nurse. And Peppa's pretty good. She's a pretty good mom, but some sows are dumber than rocks and they just don't care. They'll just lay on their piglets, and doesn't matter how much they squirm and scream, they'll just lay on them and suffocate them. So to kind of help things along, because these piglets are just born, they don't know nothing about nothing either. So the tendency of a sow as an instinctual defense mechanism is when she lays down, she wants to be as least vulnerable as she can. So generally what a sow will do when she lays down to nurse is they'll lay right next to the wall. They're back to the wall. Kind of like old gunfighters in the West that would sit facing the door. So sows instinctually will lay next to a wall because they only have to watch three. They only have to watch three avenues for someone to come get them or get their piglets. But what happens is if there's a piglet between her and the wall and it gets laid on, then it doesn't end well. So these farrowing rails keep her from being able to lay right up against the wall, and it gives these little piglets a place to escape. Now the farrowing rails in this pen are subpar. All the ones on this side and the ones right here have failed. But at least there's half of it. Now Peppa's going to make a liar out of me and lay down right in the middle of the pen. All right, it's dinner time, boys and girls. Belly up to the bar. Yeah, there's a few of them starting to figure it out. You need to wake up there, little dude, and get over there and get on some of that. Hey, wake up. Tate's going to give him a little nudge. Hopefully he can wake him up without disturbing Peppa. It's okay, Peppa. It's okay, Peppa. You're okay. she got a little bit of an attitude with this litter, Tata? Yeah. You know, Peppa's generally pretty easy to work with. And some sows, most sows, get a little touchy when they've got piglets. And Peppa's no exception. She's gentle and she's fairly easy to work with, but when she's just got a brand new litter, she's really nobody's friend. Well, that little guy's, he's trying to get him some. What they're doing right now is, you know, you can see by the way that they're lined up there. That's why it's important. We always chose all our sows. The prerequisite was that they had to have 14 teats or more. And Peppa is on the upper end of that curve. She's got 16. It's, you know, it's favorable for the piglets if they can each have their own little spigot there. They are competitive when they're little. If there's not enough teats to go around, then there's fighting and fussing, and they stress each other out. They stress their mom out, and it's common. It's very common for sows to have. I think she had 9 last time, Tate? And that was her first litter. And generally, a sow's first litter will be the least amount of piglets that she ever has. And this is Peppa's second litter, so she's had 13. Next time, it'll probably be 13 or 14, and the litter after that could be anywhere from 13 to 18. So it's important that the more teats, the better. And what can happen with sows as well as they age? Look, those little piglets there have teeth. They're born with tusks. And the nipple on a sow is just as fragile as a nipple on any other mammal, and the teats can become damaged if they're bitten right or not right, whichever way you look at it. And what generally happens to sows, either through damage to their nipples or not being milked out all the way, they can get, it's commonly called milk fever, but it's mastitis. And they'll also lose a teat or two. So what can happen over a sow's breeding life, and you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 litters is about all you can expect from a sow. So if they only start out with 8 or 10 teats and they lose half of those and they've got a litter of 15 to take care of, it just doesn't work. So it's a good idea to start out with as many teats as you can. And Peppa is a shining example of what we were looking for. And amazingly enough, you know, nature finds its way. She was just laying there and they all managed. We had to wake this one up here, but they've all managed to go over there and get them something to eat, even those little tiny ones. Look at that little guy there in the back, in the very back. You just barely see his head, but he was locked on a minute ago. It's so important that they eat and eat well in the first 48 hours, because that's when she has her colostrum. And any mammal's colostrum is just packed full of antibodies, natural antibiotics that the mother produces. And without them and the enzymes that her milk has, they'll always have problems. Bottle-fed babies, I mean, as a last resort, you can bottle feed them, but that's a very last resort. They need their mother's milk. A bottle-fed piglet will generally always have some kind of a problem, even as an adult, they'll be prone to infection, getting sick. They almost never perform as well. But if you have a valuable animal, and even these little guys here, you know, Peppa's not purebred, but each one of those little piglets there, when they're weaned, is about 3,000 pesos. So, and that's just your run-of-the-mill mixed pig. Purebreds can go from 5 to 50,000 per piglet. Really good, really good stock. I had a neighbor who has since gone out of the piggery business, but he had registered really fancy pigs, and he paid 35,000 a piece for his piglets before they were born even, and he took them at 28 days. Well, you did a good job, Peppa. Good on you. So I thought I'd just give you guys a little update here, those of you who don't watch Gina's channel, or may have missed the video that she made on these. I thought I'd make one and share what's going on. Who doesn't like to see little piglets? Every little animal's cute, and piglets are no exception. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.